Hello, beautiful mamas. Hey, hey, hey. How are y'all doing this afternoon? I want to talk to you about your vision. And I wanted to see if I could see the comments. If you are with me, say hi. And if you're watching the replay, let me know too. And I want to talk to you about your vision. The Bible says in Proverbs 29 and 18, where there is no vision, the people will perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. So vision is very important. Vision is the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. Okay? And trying to see my comments here. There's something. Can you hear me okay? Let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay. And then I'll see my comments. Okay, so it is, 90% of our success is our emotional state. Okay, so it's important to visualize and revisualize our progress. Okay, so do you have a vision for your life, for your business, and for your family? The Bible says in Jeremiah 29 and 11, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. The plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." So his plans for you are good, regardless of what has happened to you in your past. No matter what, his plans will always be for your good. God can turn your setbacks around. He can take your tragedy and turn it into a triumph. So let go of the past and seek God's plan and develop the vision of victory for your life. Okay, so now let's dig a little deeper into your vision. And I did a live about this about a month ago, but I've got a lot of new members, so I wanted to redo this because vision is very important. And every month we should be revisiting that vision and to make sure we're on track. Okay? So let's just say that we meet in person 2 years from now in your favorite coffee shop. What does your life look like? What have you accomplished? What does that feel like? And I want you to really take the time to do this today. Just take the time to really sit and think about what your life will look like. Okay? For example, I'll share some of my vision so that way you can just little bits and pieces just to get you prompt up there, give you some prompt twos. But if we meet in 2 years from now in a coffee shop, what does my life look like? And I have all my systems in place where I have more time freedom to enjoy my kids and family more. I'm making enough money where I can take my kids on family vacations in the summer and spend quality time with them, enjoying them and having fun and not having to worry about my business while I'm gone. And I live in a lake house, right on the water where I can sit on my deck and just cast out into the water and fish because I love to fish. Or right there, just cozying up in a lawn chair in the early mornings just to enjoy the peaceful water and the beautiful view. And I'm helping hundreds of women, entrepreneurs, moms scale their business so they can enjoy more time freedom, enjoy the things that they love, and the friendships and the feedback and the connections from all these women and how I've helped them do these things warms my heart and soul. So do this, with me just for a minute. Visualize what your life will look like 2 years from now if you keep doing what you're currently doing. As you're working hard towards your goals, what does that look like for you? Look around and visualize your surroundings. Details are important. And what you want to accomplish in your life and your business. Because a lot of times, we write down our goals, which are very important, like I got to do this and I got to do that, but we don't really stop and visualize what doing all this work is for. Okay, so we don't really visualize by doing all this work, what will your life look like if you keep doing what you're doing? If you keep working and, working hard and pushing through your fears and insecurities and push through the times that you don't feel like working on your business, what that end result will look like for you and your family. And I want to challenge you today to just take a few minutes and just, as long as it takes, and just sit and think and visualize what you want your life to look like. because I think we often get up, get all caught up in the to-do list, and we don't really stop and think and visualize what doing all these things will, get you down the road. And then you can realize that it is necessary. All the things, okay? Doing all these uncomfortable actions is what is going to set you up for success. And, okay. And what is going to get you to that next goal, to that better income, to that more time freedom, and visualize what that will look like. Doing all these uncomfortable actions. If any, unsure or fear comes to mind as you're doing this, capture that fear and write it down. And know that it is a lie, because fear doesn't come from God. It comes from our insecurities and our minds trying to protect us. You can do anything you set your mind to. You can accomplish all your dreams. You can accomplish all your goals, increase your income, and free up your time. And you can do all this because you are determined, and you are unique, and you are special. And so you get to visualize what that will look like. So this will help you stay determined, so you don't stop, so you don't quit, and you don't give up. Doing all these things will be worth it. Doing all these things are necessary to get you to that life that you really want. Okay? Now let me know in the comments. I know at the beginning my mic wasn't turned on all the way. If you could hear me, I may go back and just redo this one. But I want you to put in the comments what your biggest takeaway was. What came to mind when you were when you're visualizing what your future will look like, doing what you're currently doing. Okay? Let me see if I can see the comments. Okay. That didn't help. Alrighty. Facebook's being funny today, and it does that sometimes. So I hope you got value from this today, and I want you to really take the time to do this. You're always, as moms, we're always doing for others, and I want you to take this moment to really stop and think and visualize this for yourself. Okay? Drop into your heart and really think about what you want your life to look like. What kind of impact do you want to make? What kind of dreams and goals that you have just burning and churning up inside you, and then when you think about them and you write them down, and then something stops you from doing that. And I want you to think about, to really visualize and really think about, doing all these things that you are currently doing. Are they going to get you to your goal? Or do you need to rewrite those goals and rewrite those, activities that you're doing to get you there even faster? And what I want to share with you is a way to where I want to ask you a few questions. Put it in the comments for me. If you are tired, if you're sick and tired of the, like the hamster wheel feeling where you're just doing, and you're going really strong, and then you feel like you're not getting anywhere, put me in the comments if that's you. And if you're sick and tired of, you're doing your business, you're working it hard, you're going full speed ahead with all this passion and energy, and then something comes up in life, and you stop, and you park, and you're like, you don't have that motivation. You don't have that accountability. So you just pause, and you stop, and you don't continue. And you let some time lapse by. Okay? Put me in the comments if that's you. And if you are, you have big goals and big dreams, and your vision is huge of the impact that you want to make, not only in your life, in your family's life, but in your community and the people around you. And you just don't, something stops you along the way. Maybe it's negative self-doubt, or negative thinking, or limiting beliefs. If that's you, put me in the comments for me, and I'll reach out to you, and I will help you with that. And I hope you all got value. Put this in the comments for me if you got value and what stood out for you. And And if you are struggling with this and you would like some help, put a heart emoji in the comments and I'll reach out to you. And the Bible says in Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people will perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. So vision is very important. Vision is the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination and wisdom. And for those of you that, this is the place where you're getting stuck, put a heart emoji below so I can help you with this. And the one thing that I ask is if you get a lot of value from this Facebook group and you really love what you learn in here, pass it along to a friend. Invite them to the group so they can benefit from the training and the content. Share it with other people and have hope that it is possible. Have faith that it is necessary, and get faithing, taking action with faith, because nothing changes if nothing changes. And if you're at a point where you're not quite believing in yourself, remember that I believe in you. And sometimes we have to go off the beliefs that other people have in us before we can believe it for ourselves. So I believe in you. You got this. You are beautiful. You are loving. You are strong. You are passionate. And you can do this. And I believe in you. So hope you have an amazing day and be blessed.